All right, we are live once again. Doing a short late night stream to bring in the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. If anybody happens to tune in at almost the exact opposite time that I normally stream, which is probably going to be very few people, especially because, you know, a lot of people are out with their friends and family and whatnot during this holiday. And obviously that's not me at the moment. I just woke up. I was exhausted. I really enjoyed that nap. I'm too damn old.
Alright, let's get going. Time's a waste.
How's it going, gamer boy? I figured you'd be one of the ones with your family. Just gonna do some generic side quests and whatnot. I was like, I would have started about like a half an hour or more, maybe an hour earlier than I did. But I was just like, oh man, what am I gonna play? And I'm looking at my games and I was like, I don't feel like putting in I don't like feel like switching PC. So it would be Nintendo Switch. And I'm like, I don't feel like switching discs. Which is even less effort than, a lot less effort than switching to a PC game. With my setup. This is literally just the amount of effort it takes to change a Nintendo Switch cartridge, but that's how I'm just like, all right, I just I don't feel like doing shit. And I was like, you know what?
I'm the girl with the gall.
I'm not really feeling a lot of these side quests anyways. They're giving me like 1,000,000,001 side quests during the this chapter 6. The start of chapter 6 is pretty much side quest, the video game, with about, if they dropped 90% of the side quests that you get in chapter 6, I feel like the game would not be any worse. It would only be better. Sometimes less is more.
Don't try to stop us.
You can be sure I'll do my part. You're dealing with me.
Like, they give you so many side quests all at once. You got Astrobot. I've heard that's a really good game. And it probably is like the best game on PS5, seeing that it's a traditional game instead of some it's like just a traditional 3D platformer, which is sad that that kind of thing is like so rare that anytime someone does it, you're like, wow, this is fun, this is a good game. It's because video games aren't meant to be fun nowadays. Not unless it's made by Nintendo. Like how the Naughty Dog devs straight up said it out loud. Like, he's like, we don't make games to be fun here. Like, what the fuck? Like, he fancies himself as some kind of like artistic thing, when really he just, all he does is butcher shit that people love. What's this?
Don't try to stop us.
Come here, fishy.
Your guard down.
Can't let you fill me up, Noah. You're dealing with me.
You're a lifesaver.
Hit 'em over and
But yeah, that Astrobot, I've heard it's a good game, and it probably is. It's probably overrated. Like this whole like, oh my god, best game ever, game of the year. It's probably not that. You own a Nintendo Switch, right? So what it probably is a Nintendo Switch game on a PlayStation. That's what it's probably going to feel like. And you're like, oh, this is fun. Graphically really good, while at the same time being a really fun game. Nice.
that was spectacular.
And I was the MVP. You're all thinking it. Power. Detonating.
You're dealing with me. I've lost the enemy. How's that?
Who's driving out?
fall.
Don't try to stop us.
You can be sure I'll do my part.
It's probably the thing I dislike most about modern game development, thinking about it. Yeah, I think that's probably the thing I dislike most about modern game development, is that they're all focused on creating these experiences and they forget
Come after me, and that's what
that
you get.
making the experience engaging mechanically is probably the most important thing about a video game. I don't care if you make a game and has the best story ever made. If you make a video game
Don't try to stop
and it
us.
has the best graphics ever made and the best story ever made and the most thoughtful, provoking, artistically, philosophically thing ever made in the history of the human race, if it's mechanically boring to engage with, guess what? People aren't gonna play it. Like, people like me are gonna play it. I'm like, oh wow, it's all those things. Oh wow, that's cool. But like someone who's like, I want to play a video game and have they're like, what the fuck is this? Why is this so boring?
I don't want to do this, but you're in our way.
And I feel like it's okay to have experiences like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But for you to spend hundreds of, well, first off, video games should not cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make. Their budget is grossly inflated the way movies are. It's not more expensive than ever to make video games. It's just they spend more money than ever. That is a very important distinction. That's like saying it's more expensive than ever to waste money. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a money waster, it's like you waste your money. Like, what do you mean it's more expensive than ever? It's like, well, I get less stuff. It's like, yeah, but why would you just say it's more expensive? Like, no, just say your wasteful spending doesn't go as far as it used to go, and you waste even more than you used to. It's like, oh, yeah, because that's really what it is they just waste so much more money than they used to waste. So they're big money wasters. So they spend hundreds of millions of dollars in sometimes now with these AAA games, when they shouldn't even be spending like 30 million. Their budgets are just inflated by 10, 20 times what they should be, because they're just wasting the money. I mean, it's the same with the movie industry. I mean, there's a reason why Godzilla Minus One was one of the best movies to come out a year or two ago, but yet it was a $10 million ish movie, while looking like a hundreds of $million movie with much better acting than those movies too. I don't think I need to be on this island. I think I need to be on the other side of the island. No, it is this island. This is just the other entrance to the turn-ins. Interesting.
I love the sea.
Oh my God, calm down, girl.
Oh, night has fallen.
But yeah, if you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars, you're doing a few things wrong. First off, you're spending way too much money. You're wasting way too much money on the development of this game. Number two, if you're spending that money and you're trying to create some unique niche artistic experience, what in the actual fuck are you doing here? Like, that's Like it's a niche. You're creating a niche experience. You're creating something that is unfun, that players suffer in an unfun way. And I don't mean like something like Dark Souls. I mean in an unfun, unrewarding, suffering sort of way that is unpleasant to look at, and it's some kind of artistically whatever you consider interesting, but 99% of the population does not consider interesting artistic experience. And you think you're gonna somehow make your fucking money back? The thing is game developers are given way too much freedom. They're given way too much freedom. People like Neil Druckmann need to be told what the fuck to do. That's the problem. Like, he's not anywhere near good enough to decide like what a game should be in that case. In that, he should have someone over him being like, "What are you spending your money on? Why the fuck are we paying millions of dollars for all this shit?" Like, oh well, this is like, no. Let me play your game. Let me play, like, make a slice of the game that I can play. Make a build, a little slice, a build. Like, oh, okay. They spend the time making it, and then you play it, and you're like, this is fucking boring. What did you do this for? Well, I wanted to make the player. I'm like, no. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're setting my fucking money on fire. You're fired. That's the real truth. The real truth. The truthest of the truthest of the truest of the truthists. It's the reason these video games cost so much fucking money to make. It's because they're paying themselves that much money to make the games. Gasp! Oh my lord! Like, people will point and laugh at these game devs, like someone like Neil. They'll point at him and like, haha, your game is a failure. Oh, ho, 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 you suck. No one's going to buy your game. And Sony's going to keep paying him to make shitty games. They're going to pay him an extraordinary amount of money. And he's going to make sure all of his friends get paid an extraordinary amount of money to make those shitty games. The only people who are getting fucked are the investors. But yeah, like the next God of War is gonna sell so much less. The next Naughty Dog game gonna sell so much less. The third-party stuff though is probably gonna be pretty good because it's a popular console that a lot of people bought. So there's probably gonna be some pretty good third-party support. That'll be like a go-to place to play a lot of third-party games because visually it's powerful and it'll look good and things like that. So it's not a waste. There'll still be plenty of good stuff for you on that PlayStation 5. Don't worry about that. And you know your parents are gonna hook you up with that Nintendo Switch too. So as far as the exclusives, you'll get the good exclusives too. You know they gonna hook you up down the line, like for next Christmas. By next Christmas, Switch 2 will be out, and they'll be like, you know they gonna hook you up. And the third, like I said, the third-party games are gonna be banging. The first-party games, I don't know, man. Maybe something is going to change in PlayStation, but I don't know at this point. for a few years, stuff has been jacked up. Games have been failing, which is something that never used to happen. if you asked me a couple years ago, just like, oh, what about game development and blah blah blah, and I was like, bro, games are way overinflated in price, and there's no such thing as a game that fails. Every AAA game makes these people money. That's how it used to be. But that's because literally only like less than a decade ago, the average AAA game was well under $100 million. Well under it. But they just randomly decided to start wasting shit tons of money. Like they'll hire people who are, what's your job? I'm a diversity officer. I make sure that the workers here are the correct color and gender. Like, okay, how much do you get paid? Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Would you like to follow me for a day as I do my job and I type on the computer for 15 minutes, and the rest of the time I spend in a break room like playing like ping pong and talking with my friends on the phone? It's like, you get paid that much money to do that? Like, okay, well, all right, well, what's your job? I'm a sensitivity reader. So how much do you get paid? Hundreds of thousands of dollars. What do you do? I look at the things that the developers are doing, and then I tell them they have to do it over again, which makes them have to spend more money and spend more time making the game. And I tell them they have to do that because the woman was too beautiful and she needs to have a much more man-like jaw and an Adam's apple and have a flat chest, because that's how women look. At least that's how I look. It's like, and how much do you get paid? Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Oh. This is their company now. This is how these AAA games are run nowadays. My internet's screwing up, by the way, which is internet's screwing up at midnight. Yeah, these corporations. The Blockbuster movie is a money laundering scam type of thing going on, and it has been that way for decades. And the video game industry is that now too. There's a reason why that these people make failure after failure after failure, but yet they keep getting hired and they keep doing the same failure of a job. Hi, Fifi. It looks like everyone's back now. Thanks, Hildy. You got a good eye. So now what? Who's going first? Why do we just go together? I don't want to get stressed out. That's our turkey tallow. No, Turkin head this time. You're just full of the Turkin related digs, aren't you? Want to give us a cue, Fifi? Of course. Sure. Let's go. I can't believe everyone's gone fishing. Now that that's a funny coincidence. Everyone loves fish so much. People are truly people of goo goo. It's exactly the kind of thing that could lift everyone's spirits. Everyone had the same idea. Amazing. I know. I can't believe it. I guess today's dinner is going to be a total fish jamboree. We're having a jamboree? What's a jamboree? It's when everyone eats some tasty grub and has a ton of fun together. Irma taught us about it. She always told us to take breaks and have fun once in a while. Having a jamboree always brings everyone closer together. But yeah, these unique artistic experiences shouldn't be that. They shouldn't be hiring fucking hippies. The 2025 equivalent, it's only 10 minutes away, the 2025 equivalent of a fucking hippie who burned through their fucking money to make some like shit that they were like high on something while they were making, and just no, you make something that is consumable for the vast majority of the population if you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars. These big $1 billion companies, though, you know, spending a few $1 million on something like that, like going, all right, hey, fucking hippies, you've been begging to be like expressive and make your like hippie ass game and shit like that for a while, and they're like, yes, please, please. It's like, all right, like, give me your proposal. And they're like, okay, in this hippie ass game, you're gonna be wiping your ass. And it's like, all right, okay, all right, that's fucking stupid. Here's the game you're gonna make instead. But here's the deal, all right? Here's the deal, you fucking hippie. If you make this game instead, that is a game that the majority of people want to play, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a few $1 million after the fact to make your fucking hippie game, all right? That's fine. You little group of son of a bitches over there with your toilet paper fucking simulator 2025. If you make a game, and I don't give a fuck what the critics say, we're not making a game to make critics, we're making a game to sell money, to make money. If you make a game that makes me money, I'll give you a year or two, and I'll let you 10 people or whatever from the development team give you a couple $1 million to make some niche fucking game. And you know, if it does well and it makes lots of money, then you know, maybe you don't have to go make maybe we'll make a little mini studio for just your little team of fucking hippies called the fucking hippie team, and you guys can make hippie games for a very small budget that for some reason a niche amount of people invest lots of money in. That's fine. But if you want me to trust you with my millions of dollars, only a few now, not hundreds, I ain't fucking crazy. If you want me to trust you with my millions of dollars, you're gonna have to prove to me that you can make a game that the majority of people want to play. And I'll let you express yourself like that. All right, now get to work, you fucking hippie. But instead, I mean, the majority of the AAA game industry is populated by nothing but people who all crowd themselves in the closets and start farting over and over again and critiquing everyone's farts. It's like, what are you fucking doing? You don't understand. It's so amazing. You're a Philistine. You can't comprehend how artistically amazing my fucking fart is. Like, no, I definitely can't. You're right about that. And neither can the vast majority of the human race. Stop setting money on fire. I simply love them. Throwing a party is fine and all, but don't you think we should work on being a bit more organized before that? Because I mean, you look at something like Undertale. How much money do you think it took to make Undertale? Undertale is a hippie artsy fartsy game, and it's wonderful, and a big part of its charm is what it is. If Undertale would have been made by a studio with a couple hundred people, with a bunch of diversity officers and fucking sensitivity readers and all this other shit, and they spent hundreds of millions of dollars making the first Undertale game, it would have been a completely different game. It would have been graphically amazing, and it would have been shit that no one wanted. Because it also would have been rounded around the corners in ways that are just obnoxious to most players instead of being actually rounded. Whereas instead, you got this micro development team, as in just like a guy with a small amount of money saying, I have an interesting concept. I want to make like an anti-game game that revolves around doing the opposite of what you would typically do during an RPG mechanically. And instead make it like a sort of experience all about that while still trying to make it fun and interesting and engaging. And it's like, well, that's kind of a risky venture. It's like, yeah. It's like, okay, here's hundreds of millions of dollars. Here's your diversity officers. Here's your, no. It's like, here's your extremely small budget. You made some good games for me in the past, so I can trust you that you know what you're doing. Here's your extremely small budget. Go express yourself artistically and make this unique experience that you want to make. And it's only the Mexicans love fireworks, and since my trailer park is Little Mexico now, maybe one non-Mexican for every 100 Mexicans. That's how it is now. I'm being generous there. It's probably less than that. And because they love fireworks so much, everything is popping off right now. There are fireworks going on all over the trailer park, and now they're going. Since there's only a few minutes before here. Where is the? Here we go. But don't you think we should work on being a bit more organized before that? That's why I said we should decide who does the what. But you already gone by that. We've already got what? What did you say? Gone by then? Huh? What do you mean? Well, you know, you like to follow the beat of your own drum sometimes. The beat of her own drum? What the fuck are they talking about? I don't think this is being translated right. You have to make little compromises to work together with everyone sometimes. Are you saying that's it, that it's my fault? What is this conversation they're having? Why is the music so ominous for this conversation that is nothing? That's not what I said. Yes, you did. You think you're so much better just because Fiona came to you for help. And hey, take it easy, you two. I think you better leave it there. Oh dear, what's going on? I don't know, you fucking tell me. I have no clue what's going on. This is nowhere near translated right. And it's not a coincidence that the oldest person in the entire the thing is the one being targeted. I have a feeling that this is where they've already, at some point, they've already explained why everyone in this colony is a little kid. And since this is like the oldest person in the colony, I think right now they're blaming her for something that went or she's blaming herself. It could be that too. Nothing, I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to eat alone today. Like, I have no fucking clue what just happened there. Hey, that wasn't like you, ta-la-la-la-la-la. Well, it's all part of the job. Looks like I've got my work cut out for me. I'm more or less some big shoes to fill, and I can't leave them empty. Don't worry, it won't happen next time. I'm sorry for worrying you. But yeah, everyone in this colony are tiny little kids, and most of the dead people in the colony who were dead before we got here are the same, or died at the same age as the girl who just walked off. And I have a feeling that before this, Happy New Year, now it's like I'm at a fireworks party in like a city level fireworks party. There are hundreds of firework people setting them off all around me. Crazy. Sucks that the internet's screwing up right around this time. It's a lad gonna be okay. And what did he mean by next time? Plenty of food was procured, but things got awkward when Tallow and A's ended up in an argument. What argument? What did they argue about? Sometime we need to heal the colony unit.
I see
Like,
some relations have changed.
but notice that most people are mad at her. I don't know why it won't let you see their information. If you look at it through that screen, you have to go back into it manually. 7 years old. Like, everyone else in the colony. So there's the other two older ones. They're 5, right? And then there's this gap where there's a 7 term. But you look at, oh, it doesn't show the age of these ones anymore, but when it was showing it, these people, if you just look at their face, you can tell how much older they are. Look how much older they are. And then you got this one. And then this one. This one, this one. Look, they're babies. They're all just little babies. I don't think it's a coincidence that they're going after this one for what seems like literally nothing. I think they never ever, it is never expressed like, okay, like you walk around this colony, it's filled with nothing but like Neverland little kids, right? This is the youngest colony in the entire game. This is not, and this colony is not young as in it's been around for a short period of time. It's young as in all the people in it are fucking babies. Like they're all babies. They all look like this. That's how high they eat at the table, all right? They're all little babies in this colony. And they never talk about that. Like the game never talks about the fact that the consul was disguised as a colony member who was also pretty young, but slightly older than all of them. And that the only people who are much older than all the rest of the people in the colony. Look at her. That's the consul who was faking her age. Look, dead member, the oldest looking person here. Dead one, the oldest looking person here. Like the dead ones look old. Not part of the colony. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Like there's no that is. But the only ones that died are these older people. And when we first came in, guess who was about to die? This one, an older person. Now there's like this conflict between them and the older person, and the dialogue for it makes no fucking sense. Like, what is the conflict about? I don't understand what they're fighting about at all. And what I think it is that either the Japanese version in development of the game, they decided that what the original story was too much, and they nerfed it. So they can get a lower rating or something, or I don't know. Or when the game was localized, their overpaid sensitivity readers were like, no, we need to change how this is written for the English version. And so none of the shit is written. This is just so weird. But eventually when I can read Japanese, I think so at least, I'll replay this section of the game. Like the whole colony, like the freeing of the colony, the afterwards and stuff like that. And then I'll translate it and I'll be like, oh shit, yeah, it's a completely different story, y'all. I guarantee it's going to be a completely different story. Fellows going around with such condescending attitude lately. I know the guy's really into ordering us around. Yeah, I can tell you I don't care for his tone. We're not his subordinates after all. Also, another interesting coincidence. Talon's the only male leader. He's the only male in the colony with any responsibilities. Period. Once you get to taste lotus fish pies, then May can take on everything. Hey, Kian Powell, how's it happening? Happy New Year, man. Oh, look at this thing. This is weird looking.
This is some story.
Yeah, beat night stream.
Let's make the most of our break, guys.
Oh, excuse me, for the new year. It's already past midnight for me. 2025 now.
I'll start, shall I?
I've been okay. My internet's been better, I can tell you that. Holy crap, my internet is all over the place right now.
Alright, let's get going. Time's a-wasting.
All right. Oh, here we go. Hal's been working himself to the bone. He wasn't like this before, was he? Could be because Irma's gone now. You think he feels like he has to prove himself as our new lieutenant?
Can't underestimate a bit of good intel.
What happened to cooperating? I'll be blunt. It was never like this before. I wonder what I'd do if this was a battle. Were a battle. I know what everyone thinks, what everyone's thinking, but still. What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? The translation for this colony. It's either written insanely bad or it's translated insanely bad. There's no in between. If you ever need anything, Fifi, just let Nico know, or literally anyone else if you want, but you know, I'm here. Thank you, Nico. You don't need to worry about me. I believe you, but I still can't help but be a tad worried. All right, let's go sit down and talk about our feelings. Damn it, ISPs. Indeed, completely worthless ISPs. My internet, right about 10 minutes or so before midnight, just went to dog shit. It is abysmal right now. On Rumble, they can't even watch me. It's just 0. And on YouTube and Twitch, it's just unstable. It's really unstable. But on Rumble, like it's like they can't see anything. It's just not even working. Most expensive internet in the world and worst internet in the world. How does that happen? Fascism. The real kind. Not the bullshit the left accuses people of. I'm putting my all into party prep first. I'm making my special fish pies. I mix fish paste into a pie dough before baking to give it a salty sweet finish before adding my special Xearrik sauce. What about the French fries? You need to fry up those potatoes too. If you want to try some, just give me a shout in the canteen. I can make it for you whenever, for a little G, of course. What I really want to do is put on a big feast, but I'll need a bit of dosh in the exchange to help Nico make ends. The hell? The dosh.
Let's make the most of our break, guys.
Most of our break, huh? This is like I, right?
ララちゃんは目が大きいです。
Eh. Naka. I think it's Naka. Center middle.
中、父は家の中にいます。
Inside middle. This is the hand. Oh, what was this again? I think I can do this one. Was it something? This is really simple. Was something overly simple like top?
手、分かった人は手を挙げ。
それ。That one.
それ
Damn. Oh no.
こ
Over
の
there.
山
Damn. Ure do. Ure do. Ichi. Ure mas. Ah.
くれる父が本をくれました。
Give. Receiver. Ah. Those. Anegi. Anegai. Anegai. Anegaishi. Anegaishimasu. Please.
お願いします。これでお願いします。
手、分かった人。
Object. あの
帰るうち
Damn. I
も
suppose I really should look at the text below. I can remember. Oreo. Receive?
う、もらう。彼女からプレゼントを
Damn,
もらいました。
modao. I'm getting everything wrong today. Was it this one?
これ
これは
Damn it. Keep forgetting. Oh, this is, I've never even seen this.
あげる
分かった人は手を挙げてください。
Raise, increase. Another Amidu? At least it has its own unique distinguish which Amido is which. Ah,
て
him.
わか
Hey, him. Mata. The hell is Mata again? Left with all these words. 13 words they're giving me right now are asshole words. I want some of these other words, these 28 words here. Mata.
また
そこ
Kuri. Kudu. Is it Kudu? Kudu come? Or is it? Ashita.
来る
Oh. Damn. Trying to remember what this is. Is it? Nah. Can't remember what this is. Let's say key. Okina.
大
Big.
きな
大きな家